Wow, this morning it's been revealed that we've just signed someone massive from Sporting Lisbon, but it might not be who you think it is. Today, my friends, a secret is a secret no more, as it has been revealed that we have reached an agreement to sign Geovany Quenda. So today, I'm here to break down the breaking news, how we beat Man United to the race, how Quenda can fit at Chelsea Football Club, and what to expect from him and what makes him special. So we got a ton to break down. Show us some love in the video. If you guys are gassed and excited by the surprise news, hit that like button right now. Hope you enjoy, and let's get straight into things. So let's start with the news first. It was revealed by Romano in the early hours of this morning, later confirmed by Ornstein and the rest of the media, but we have reached an agreement to sign Geovany Quenda on a 7-year deal plus option to extend by a further 12 months. On top of this, the agreed fee is set between 45 million to 51 million euros. And it does seem like, based on reports coming out from Daily Records, they revealed that it's actually a 51 mil fixed fee with objectives included in the deal, which could potentially rise this deal to around 60 mil euros. It's interesting because Ornstein reveals that the final fee is between 45 to 50 mil euros, which would probably suggest that it's like a fixed fee of around 45 mil that could increase to around 50 mil depending on performance-related bonuses being met. I kind of feel the truth is somewhere in between. With a story this big being broken in the manner it's been broken, we won't get the actual concrete details until maybe like a few weeks after, but the truth is somewhere in the middle here. What's interesting though is that Quenda will continue to remain on loan at Lisbon for another season, so we won't be seeing him until 2026, and naturally this was the big key negotiation factor which allowed us to complete the deal early on, because from our perspective we're thinking it makes sense for us to be assertive, be astute, and tie a deal down for Quenda immediately, because if we wait until the summer, or God forbid if we wait until the following summer in 2026, his value could be so high and so ridiculous that we won't be able to afford him. We have to understand the competition for him was ridiculous. Yes, Man United were like the main key favourites, but Man City absolutely loved him. He played a phenomenal game against them, and Lisbon thrashed them in the Champions League this season. RB Leipzig, massive fans. Barcelona had big hopes that he'd be playing alongside Lamine Yamal. They absolutely loved the player. And this kind of just solidifies, how he is seen in the game right now. He is seen as one of the most premium, creme de la creme talents in the game right now. 17 years old, playing for Sporting Lisbon. It's not normal. And this way, with his deal, it allows Quenda to continue his development even more in an environment that he's very familiar with, just focusing on harnessing and improving his game and taking it further, where he can be ready for us in 2026. Reports reveal that he has said yes to our project, this famous, infamous project, which is exciting all these youngsters who seem to be ready to sign for us just like that. And he said yes to Enzo Maresca. Fingers crossed Maresca's still here by the time that happens, because guys were saying yes to Pochettino last season as well too. Is he expected to get loaned out to Strasbourg? Absolutely not. Not for talents like this. They're going straight to the first team, yeah? So you don't have to worry about that. But my friends, we can say welcome to Chelsea Football Club, Geovany Quenda. And right now, I want to continue to unpack my analysis on this exciting wonder kid in European football. I can't continue without saying that we've absolutely nabbed a player that Man United had put in moves for 12 months before the rest of the competition. They were after Quenda before they even knew or realised that Ruben Amorim would become a United manager. And that's for big reason, because Quenda's been making waves in Europe for a long time now. Now, even before he first made his appearances in the Sporting Lisbon first team, and that was Ruben Amorim who gifted him his debut. For the under-23s, as a 15 to 16-year-old, he scored 20 goals in 33 appearances. He's done phenomenal things in international youth tournaments where the accolades, the praise, the hype and the awareness just kept growing and growing and growing. And naturally, He is seen as the heir to Cristiano Ronaldo due to the similar fashion in which they exploded into the game. And he's already been called up to the Portuguese national squad without making his debut yet, but it allowed Martinez, of course, to just monitor and assess the player in closer details and just really see what this guy really is about. Why do I think we've signed Quenda? Why do I think he's picked us over Manchester United? Honestly, I think it comes down to the player probably liking the vision we've set out for him in terms of how he is set to play. Because at Man United, realistically, he'd be playing as a wing-back. But you guys have to understand that Quenda, he isn't a natural-born wing-back. He is a player that is so multifaceted, so developed in large parts of his game, physically, mentally, and most importantly, technically, that when he made his announcement for Sporting Lisbon this season, they needed a wing-back option, and he was more than good enough to provide adequate ability there. But you have to understand, when he was playing as a wing-back at Lisbon, he wasn't playing the traditional wing-back role. He was playing it in a similar Amad Diallo-style role that you saw under Amorim, where he was essentially playing as a winger in a wing-back position. This guy is an offensive player. This guy wants to play further forward. And I just feel like we have a position in our team that United might not have right now that can safeguard his development and ability there for years to come, absolute years to come. And I think this is why ultimately he has picked the project, because the football must match his ambitions and his ambitions for himself, how he wants to develop and how he wants to be one of the best players in the world. United has scouted him for time. Reports suggested that their offer of around 40 million in January was turned down. It wasn't high enough. And actually, United were getting closer to agreeing a 60 mil euro package to try and sign Quenda in the summer. So it further reiterates the reasons behind why we move very quickly to beat out the rest of the competition, to sign the player, and ultimately allowing Quenda to remain at Sporting Lisbon for a further year to allow them to continue their own ambitions. That was the key decisive factor in allowing us to sign him for the price and package we agreed for him. It really is a case of you snooze, you lose. That's how this game works, because ultimately, when you're looking for a top player, 5 other clubs are after this guy as well too. So, you know, hastiness, assertiveness, quickness, these are the ultimate factors that will lead towards success. And you know what? Can you argue that we've sold United's Jane? I mean, absolutely not, because they didn't own him. He's not their Jane. If anything, we've stolen their dream. And that is a more powerful thing, in my opinion, because they really put in a lot of groundwork and efforts to sign someone they were seeing as a future protege at their football club. They even got the manager that introduced him, that knows him inside and out. And that was still not enough. So you can imagine this is an incredible blow for the project they're trying to build at Manchester United. They've taken a massive step back, and we've taken a massive step forward. So United have been defeated. But now let's discuss who Quenda actually is. Knowing that we won't see him until 2026, this kid has to be pretty special for us to just allow us to loan him back to Sporting Lisbon to secure him this early. And honestly, I can see exactly why this kid looks special. Now, when I first got put onto him, that was during the links when United, of course, were reportedly the favourites to sign him. And obviously, I'm a nerd. I do my research. I watch the clips. I try to always get invested in the game. You know me. And from then on, I could kind of understand and figure out, okay, this kid's different. Number one, the physiology, the body mass ratio. You have to understand that a lot of kids got the technical talents at a youth age already, but most of them can't implement that because they don't have the physiology of the frame. And what makes Quenda's physiology different is that, yes, he's not the tallest, but he doesn't have to be, because he's got this great stocky build. He's incredibly explosive over short, medium, long distances. And he has the type of build which allows him to ride challenges. Like when you're playing at this level, it's physical. Guys are tackling you from behind. They're trying to put you off. And if you have a weak frame, if your technical attributes aren't on some stupid level that can make up for your lack of physiology, then you're going to suffer really badly. and you're going to be out of the game because you're going to get scared to get hurt. But someone like Quenda is able to ride these challenges. When he's getting hit from behind, tackle from the side, he still maintains his balance when running towards goal or running at great distances. This is a big thing. He has the ability to already use upper body strength to hold the ball against seasoned pros. There was one tackle he did against Nunes, against Man City earlier this year. Just brushed this guy to the floor. And this guy's at 25, 26. He is not afraid to assert himself. This is a big bonus to have because it means that now that he is physically ready, he can just focus on the more technical, tactical aspects to go to a higher level. On top of that, he can handle the mental side of things. That is another key thing. It was reported that when he knew that he'd be getting opportunities with Sporting Lisbon in the summer, he cancelled his summer holiday plans just to focus on conditioning to get ready for the season for the next 2.5 weeks. He's been playing above his age groups for nearly his entire youth career. I mean, for the under-23s at Sporting Lisbon, to be the top scorer with 20 goals in 33 games as a 16-year-old, that kind of stuff is not normal, to be one of their strongest players this season at 17. That is not normal. Yes, look at him stats-wise. Doesn't paint the full picture. In 35 games a season, 25 in the league, 10 in the CL. He's picked up 1 goal and got 5 assists. That's good. But what's interesting about Quenda is that this guy really is like a manager's dream. But this then means that there's more responsibility on the manager now to tailor the best developmental pathway and the best use of the player to get the best out of them. Because I'm sorry, I still have nightmares from how we kind of wasted the potential of Kai Havertz by not utilizing him in the right systems, never playing him as a 10, not using him in the right manner that could have excelled his game. Sometimes these guys that are that good that they can play everywhere, it can also be a blessing and a curse equally. But with Quenda, he started the season at Sporting Lisbon playing a more right wing-back role when they were using a 3-4-3 system. But since the start of the new year, Sporting Lisbon have evolved their setup. They're more now of a 4-2-3-1 team, with Trincao holding the right flank, and Quenda has now been pushed up to play left wing, where he's played predominantly since the start of the new year. And this is his ultimate position, really, because Quenda is an offensive player. Yes, he has the ability to do a lot in his game. I mean, the fact that he can be introduced as a wing-back tells you how comfortable he is in terms of receiving under pressure, in terms of his reading of the game, and his build-up play. To do that at 17, that's a big thing you're doing. He's made improvements in his ability to track runners, which you have to do if you're playing deeper as a wing-back. So it was a great introduction for him into the men's game to be able to play in this position. But ultimately, he is an offensive force because during Sporting Lisbon's academy days, this guy was also playing as a second striker and playing closer towards goal. And outside of that, he's not just a wide threat. This is someone that will receive inside. He is comfortable doing so. This is someone that loves to drop into the half spaces, like a 10 at times. That ability to receive insides in the pockets, in the half spaces, this adds to the multifaceted side of his game because under a manager like Enzo Maresca, who, he's not tailor-made us in his ultimate image just yet. That's going to be like another season and a half before we can really see those strong signs. He's always been an advocate for multifaceted players that can play in and out of different positions, because when we're inverting and rotating, having players that can play in 2-3 positions at once ultimately makes it harder for the opposition to figure out plans against us. We've seen tiny examples of this during our great run of form. It's not been sustainable, but that is ultimately the plan and vision under Enzo Maresca, and Quenda fits into this role perfectly. On top of that, when he's playing out wide, my God, does this guy have great close control. Of course, he loves to cut inside with his left foot. He's not been able to demonstrate his finishing ability just yet. That takes a bit more time and experience playing at the highest level to get there. But yeah, wow, does this guy have a cultured left foot when he's coming inside. Drawing comparisons to guys like Bukayo Saka, for example, he has that fantasy element and imagination to his game. But on top of that too, he will play across with his right foot. He's showing signs that he can be this ambidextrous threat as he gets older and as he improves, which makes him even harder to really contain, because a lot of times guys only have one foot and they don't want to use their other foot, and they're more likely to play it backwards because they don't have any confidence in their weaker foot. But yeah, man, this kid is a massive mobile threat. I mean, the carrying ability over long distances, that's the amounts he's committing to, absolutely nuts. Can play in the tight areas, can play wides. I mean, he can do so much. He can do so much already to a very, very high level. But another thing I've liked about seeing him too is I love this little partnership he already has between himself and Gyökeres. Is that possibly something we look to recreate if we sign Quenda? Do we maybe try to exercise Gyökeres's, release clause? Who knows? But, Quenda has constantly played these quick balls over the top into the feet of Gyökeres, which demonstrates his great vision and passing quality and trust behind his passing technique. Like those first time passes to Gyökeres are like one of the trademarks of Sporting Lisbon's season. And it demonstrates that this guy is an incredible problem solver. It's not just one-dimensional dribbling threat. It's his ability to operate defensively for his team, the intensity he shows off the ball. It's his ability to play with the ball, how he demonstrates maturity with his timing of his release, how he combines and rotates with teammates, the right passing decisions he's making, and ultimately the X-factor threat, the dribbling ability, what he does in the final third. There's a guy that has a lot of potential to grow and get better and better and better. And, it might sound like hyperbole, but I'd probably say the best 3 teen talents in the world right now. Yamal at the top, Esteval, and Quenda behind him. But my friends, that's everything for me today, man. Share your thoughts, opinions. How are you feeling about this crazy report today? Let us know below, man. It really is unprecedented times. It really is exciting times. I guess, on the other hand, more future stuff. Nothing for the present, but let's hope, fingers crossed, because we don't know right now. Let's pray, fingers crossed, this summer we supplement the team with a few more ready-made players to complement the future superstars we already have within our network. So hope you guys enjoy, share your thoughts and opinions, and I'll see you guys all later. Cool.